Can you still see my It's Learning page? Or did it go away? Okay.
It's still there.
Okay, perfect. So let's do this. So here's what you need to do. This is a recording, which means that if you need me to send this to you, I can. Look at these two anchor charts. Have your piece of paper and pencil, and you will notice that this one on the left explains what area and perimeter is. It tells you that perimeter is going around the outside of a shape, and area is everything that's the space inside. Well, this week, you guys are going to use the formula for area and perimeter. So if I scroll down, I want you to write this on your paper. Write the word perimeter and write equals. And go ahead and copy just the formula for perimeter, which is right here. Perimeter equals S plus S plus S plus S. And I'm looking on the camera and I see a lot of people writing. Some of you, good job, Manasvi, good job, Vance. Keep writing. And then skip a line and write the word area equals, and the formula for area is length times width. Good job, Carson. You guys are making me really proud. I'm watching you on the cameras and you guys are all writing as if you're right in front of me. So remember these two formulas. Now, the formula for perimeter will not always be just 4 S's. And I'm going to start calling on people. So go ahead and unmute your mics. Marin's like, what? She's calling on us from home too? And I'm going to ask you to answer questions. So here, perimeter has S plus S plus S, which works if your shape has 4 sides. Why is this not the only formula that you would use for perimeter? How come this formula will not work for every shape that I give you? Tamara, can you tell me that?
Because some shapes might not have 4 sides.
Correct. So Carson, what did Tamara just say?
Some structures have 4 sides.
Correct. It doesn't have 4 sides. Some structures or shapes are going to have more than 4 sides. So if you look up here at this shape right here that I have my flashlight on, there are more than 4 sides to that shape. So you would have to measure more than 4 sides. Look at that shape right now and tell me how many sides, oops, I tried to make it bigger. Tell me on this shape in your box, in your chat box, how many sides would you have to add to get the perimeter? Count how many sides there are on this shape to add. And I'm looking in the chat box. I hear somebody trying to figure it out.
7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6.
So if you're confused, draw the shape on your paper because that's how you're going to learn this.
Oh, God.
And write in the chat box how many shapes will you add, how many sides will you actually add to figure out this perimeter. And you should have in the box that you are adding 6 or some of you have 7. Check it again.
Who's farting?
Okay, so I'm going to show you another one. Tell me how many sides would you add if you were doing the perimeter of this shape. Go ahead and count. Good job. Good job, Emery, Vedant. So proud of you guys staying with me on this. Okay, so let's practice just perimeter. This one's easy, right? Because we know it's 4 sides and there's 4. So on your paper, I'm going to count to 3 in my head. I want you to go ahead and solve what's the perimeter of this shape. And you don't have to type it in the chat box. Just do it on your paper. I'm going to wait a few minutes. And you should have gotten 16 inches. Okay? Now here's a different one. Figure out the perimeter of this shape. So now you know that there's more than 4 sides on this shape. So try and figure out the perimeter. And those are easy. Those are really easy ones I gave you. The ones you're going to work on your work today are not this easy. But does that give you an idea of that you're adding perimeter means you're just adding all the sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's look at area. When we are looking at area, you are seeing here in this shape that you're basically adding the space the inside takes up, which means you're multiplying the length by the width. Sometimes you're going to have shapes where you can make more than one shape. And I wanted to make this bigger. So take a look at this red shape here. Do you notice how we cut it in half here and made 2 rectangles? So now I'm going to have to figure out the area of the top rectangle and the bottom rectangle, and then I'm going to add them together. So the top was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side and 3 on this side, so it's 18 square feet. And this was a 3 by 3 square, and this is 9. So here I added them together. Okay, so you're going to use your formulas that you wrote down to do that. Okay, on your paper, I want you to draw the shape that I draw right now. Okay, and I'm just going to open a blank page here. And I want you to draw this shape. And mine's not going to be perfect because I'm on the computer, but you guys get the idea. Make the line straighter than mine. Okay, this side is going to be 10. Okay, and this is straight down, so. And this side is going to be 12. And this side is going to be 6. And this side is going to be 8. So now we can't solve until we figure out how much this side is going to be and how much this side is going to be. On your paper, go ahead and solve. Just write down what you think is the measurement of the pink side and the blue side. Somebody's got their, go ahead and mute your mics because somebody's mic is really loud. So I'm looking at your faces, and I see some of you staring at the screen, but I see some of you actually solving this. So in the chat box, what is the measurement of the pink side? Go ahead and write in the chat box the measurement of the pink side. Good job. So we know, we have figured out that the measurement of this pink side is 4. And we know that because this 8 plus something is going to give us the same as this side, which is 12, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Go ahead and write in the chat box, what's the measurement of the blue side? Good. It's also 4. And that's because we know that this top side is 10, and this much of it is 6, so whatever's missing here should equal 10. Go ahead and solve. What is the perimeter of this shape? What is the perimeter of this shape? Somebody's little brother or sister is having a rough morning. Mute your mics, guys. Nartana, Nini.
Yeah.
Somebody. It's okay, but just mute it so that we're not all listening to them scream. Okay, so I'm going to do this in my head. Listen to me. You guys are all saying 44, and I'm going to see it. Christian, look on with your brother. For right now. We'll figure this out. I'm going to add in my head. You guys see if I make a mistake and write in the chat box. So to do perimeter, I have to add all sides. So I'm going to add 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 12. And when I add these together, I'm going to do the math in my head, and I know that this is 24. So I'm going to carry the 2, and 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So I got 44, correct. Now here's the hard part. I want you to think for a minute. I want you on your paper to go ahead and divide this shape into 2 rectangles. You can divide it vertically or horizontally. Decide which way you want to do it on your paper. I'm going to do it horizontally here because it's easy for me to work with a square. Now I want you to figure out the area of this shape. So you're going to need to do the area here and here. Go ahead and do that. Sanjit, mute your mic, honey. Vedant, mute your mic. Thank you, Vedant. Thank you, Sanjit. So if you solved the area of this shape, I know is the length is 10 and the width is 8. So 10 times 8 is equal to 80. And I know in this shape, the length is 4, the width is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. And I end up with the area is 96. Did anyone get a different answer? Okay, so you all got 96. Perfect. So there are different ways to do this. Today and tomorrow, all I'm having you do is practice simple area and perimeter like this. Because on Thursday, I'm giving you a really cool project to work on where you can come up and design things. So make sure you practice this. Now, if this is still confusing to you, make sure that you go to It's Learning and you guys look at the page that I have created. Like this is how school is right now, and you have to help yourself, but I'm doing everything I can to help you as well. So if you go to It's Learning and you go to our course, you will see that there's a page that I made that's on area and perimeter. And there's videos there, there's games there, there's anchor charts. I went ahead and worked this weekend and got you guys a lot of materials that I would have shown you if I was in school with you, but I'm trying to put it all on It's Learning. I'm looking at your faces. Thank you to those of you who are still paying attention. I'm about to wrap up, but you guys are doing a good job. Here on Area and Perimeter Learning, you will see there's a lot of games that you can play. Baseball online, math playground. You guys can do these to practice.
Karen, get the heck out of here.
Carson, mute your mic. And up here, you'll see the posters and the formula to work on this. Because this week, when you guys are working on your learning, you're actually going to take some area and perimeter forms, Google form checks. So I want to make sure, my computer runs really slow when I'm showing you my screen. If you have a question about area and perimeter and what we just did, type it in the chat box and I'll try to answer your questions. And I'm going to stop presenting. Did that help a little bit, me doing just a quick little mini lesson? You can unmute your mics so I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Did that help, first of all, just doing a quick little mini lesson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll try to record a mini lesson or two and put it in that page as well. Who had a question? Yes, Olivia.